Hello everyone, this is Do a Dreamer. So yes, it's been revealed by ScrewAttack that Mewtwo's opponent for the next episode of Death Battle is going to be none other than Shadow the Hedgehog. And I have to say, this is actually a very interesting pairing. Now, I know there are people out there who is complaining about this, that they think it's unfair, they don't understand the connection, and they were hoping it would be either Frieza or even Silver the Hedgehog. Well, let me tell you something about that. With Frieza, it wouldn't make any bit of sense, and I feel that people want to see Frieza versus Mewtwo mainly because they look similar in terms of color scheme, and we all know that Frieza would win against Mewtwo, so it just would be a mute point to actually make that battle. Yes, we've seen it on 1 Minute Melee, and we saw the result with that. Yes, there's no research when it comes to that show, but use your common sense, guys. I mean, Frieza would definitely defeat Mewtwo. Would it be a good fight? Yeah, but it probably wouldn't last long. And as for him facing Silver, I don't know much about Silver. I know Silver is a time traveler, so it wouldn't make much sense to have these two go at it. Yes, he has mystical powers himself, but there's not really a huge connection between these two for this death battle. I mean, we can definitely see this at a different time with a different show, or even death battle might even entertain that possibility. But for right now, this battle with Mewtwo and Shadow does make sense because they do have something very in common. Both characters were bioengineered to be the ultimate life form, and that's why Death Battle decided to choose Shadow, or actually bring back Shadow, because the last time we saw Shadow, he was facing Vegeta, and even that point, I was kind of wondering what's the connection, and the only connection is probably the hair and how arrogant they both are with themselves, but this is actually a much deeper connection between Mewtwo and Shadow, mainly because they're both bioengineered to be the ultimate life form. And I do agree with this, and I really think this is going to be a really interesting battle to watch. Now let's talk about these two combatants right now. And I'm going to start with Mewtwo. Like I said, he was engineered to be the ultimate life form. He's one of the strongest psychic Pokemon in the Pokemon universe. I mean, heck, he was built that way. He was built to be the ultimate life form. But the one thing that I believe that makes him a very dangerous opponent as a Pokemon is the fact that he is fully independent. Yes, he has so many psychic abilities, from telekinesis, mind control, even the ability to fly. But what makes him dangerous, again, is he's fully independent. He doesn't need any master or any trainer to tell him what to do. I mean, if you've seen the first movie, he pretty much single-handedly created a laboratory, even engineered his own Pokemon, and he's fully intelligent. So I really feel that intelligence factor definitely goes to him. So that makes him a very dangerous opponent. But what makes him even more dangerous is when I found out that he can Mega Evolve either to Mewtwo X or Mewtwo Y. Now, I've heard that in a movie he can Mega Evolve into Mewtwo Y. I don't know if they're going to be using that or probably going to be using also X. But seems that he's able to Mega Evolve, and he can actually Mega Evolve by himself. Again, fully independent, doesn't need a trainer. I believe that ScrewAttack Death Battle is probably going to be using Mega Evolution Y for Mewtwo, and I've heard that it makes him even stronger when it comes to his psychic abilities. So that is going to be very interesting to see. So I definitely feel that in terms of intelligence and probably power output, definitely goes to Mewtwo. Now on to Shadow. Now again, Shadow was engineered to be the ultimate life form. Originally he was supposed to be like a cure for a certain disease, but then something went wrong with the professor's daughter, and he got pissed off and wanted to kill the human race for revenge. And then he eventually saved the human race. But what makes him a very interesting opponent in this one is the fact of his connection to the Chaos Force, which pretty much has the powers of the Chaos Emeralds, pretty much. So he has the powers to shoot Chaos projectiles, also stop the flow of time with chaos control. He's also able to go as fast as Sonic, which is actually almost the speed of sound. And also, let's not forget the fact that he can also transform into Super Shadow, which is pretty much an equal equivalent to Supersonic. He has the ability of flight. He also can go close to the speed of light. That's how fast he is. And again, his connection to the Chaos Force is very strong with him when he uses his Chaos powers against any foe. Again, stopping time, shooting projectiles, even that big, huge raging blast that he can do when he's in a pickle. So that makes him a very dangerous opponent as well. However, though, when it comes to being Super Shadow, it doesn't last very long. So that might be his downfall, of the fact that it doesn't last very long. But I do see him facing Mewtwo in an even playing field like this. I mean, they can pretty much survive even in space. So if they're in space, they can still fight and whatnot. So I really am looking forward for this battle. So again, I really feel that in terms of power output and intelligence, it's definitely going to go to Mewtwo. In terms of having the connection to the Chaos Force, which actually does give him the advantage of like stopping reality and whatnot, and also speed advantage, definitely goes to Shadow. But if I were to pick the winner for this battle, I really feel that Mewtwo would definitely win, mainly because of his power output, mainly because of his psychic ability. Now, granted, when it comes to Shadow, if he uses 7 Chaos Emeralds, if they allow him to use it, yes, he will become Super Shadow, but it doesn't last long. So that might be his downfall. That might be his disadvantage. So if Shadow was to be the winner, he will have to actually defeat Mewtwo quick as possible. But if the fight prolongs, definitely is going to go to Mewtwo. And I really feel that Mewtwo is going to be the winner for this death battle. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this battle? Do you agree with this pairing? And if you do, who do you think will win between the two? Mewtwo or Shadow? Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. And also, any information that I might have missed out, like I said, you guys feel free to educate me on some things that I've missed. I'm willing to learn. I mean, I'm just as much of a fan as you guys when it comes to death battle and also crossover battles. So if you tell me things that I've missed out, feel free to leave them down below, and I gladly will listen, guys. All right, guys? I'm not Mr. Know-It-All. I'm just as much as a person that wants to learn about these characters just as much as the next guy. So again, please leave your thoughts and comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Gladly discuss and debate about it. All right, guys? This is Do a Dreamer, and always dream big.